Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast, a 1 vs 1 on Sturzdorf with me, Imperial Dane. I'm not playing actually though, but still. And of course, for those asking, where are the 2 vs 2s? I'm looking, but there just aren't any that are that interesting. It's a bit of an issue again with the team games. There's a much larger chance of something just going wrong or getting dull. Again, it's a bit of a chore to actually find. Of course, I'm always looking, but I mean, it's a bit difficult. And nonetheless, who shall be fighting well in the northern half is going to see AnJungx fighting for the 21st Panzer Division. Opposing him shall be Common Views or something like that. I'm not entirely sure if it's an but let's just call him Captain I. At least that's a bit more sensible. Although I do believe this actually go Pepsi Live actually. Nonetheless, we are seeing a 2 engineer start barracks up from him and a jeep starting out. He's probably going to try and harass AnJungx right in the beginning, make it a bit difficult for him to sort of seize points. Of course, AnJungx going for the dual Schwimmwagen. Start with some Panzer Grenadiere moving out. Might be seeing some Gewehr 43 upgrades for them as well, sooner or later. Engineers seizing out and jeep on the road, the village jeep. It's also exported in quite a few numbers to the Soviets, if I'm not mistaken. Although they also have their own sort of variants. Of course, we might be seeing that if we actually see anything for the Soviets like that. Right, Panzer goes continue out, and there we go. Gewehr 43, second squad out, and the rifle now on the way for Captain I. We'll go Pepsi, whatever. And there we go. The jeep spots the Schwimmwagen, raises the 30 caliber, and fires away a volley. The Schwimmwagen tries to get away, and of course also note he's actually going for the fuel point right there. He's actually ignoring the high munitions point, or at least he intends to get it later, but the jeep ruins that, and we are hearing some engineers coming under fire from the Panzer Grenadiers. Jeep might try to sort of interfere, or it might just continue to be an ass towards that Schwimmwagen. We are seeing the first rifleman squad ready. Jeep continues to prowl for Schwimmwagens. Rifleman sneaking up here, perhaps going for another fuel point. But yes, indeed, we are seeing some engineers actually moving in to deal with it. Panzer's moving up, third squad ready. Kampfgruppe company up for AnJungx. Jeep advancing. Panzer is moving up. Oh dear, that jeep is certainly elusive. Fuel point being seized by the Schwimmwagen. Another one trying to go for the munitions point, but we are seeing the jeep moving in. Point secured, but the jeep arrives and fires away on the jeep. Oh, even tries to ram it, but doesn't quite succeed in achieving it. Curses. And he does spot the Kampfgruppe coming up, going up. I wager, but oh, he actually managed to do quite a bit of damage to this Schwimmwagen. Bit of engagement up here. The engineers getting hunted down, but the Panzer Grenadiers getting pushed away. Jeep continues its lonely mission while we are seeing more riflemen on the way for Captain I. Looks like these engineers getting pushed away with some losses, quite a bit of wounding. Kampfgruppe coming up. I imagine we'll be seeing some infantry half-tracks on the way since it's actually flaring up. Or flashing up, whatever you'd call it. Bit some initial problems there for AnJungx. Riflemen moving in larger numbers, coming under fire. We are seeing the jeep once more arriving on the scene. Although now getting surrounded by Panzer Grenadiers. Will this be the end of the heroic jeep? Or will it just merely drive away with its 4 wheels? In the meanwhile, looks like Captain I is largely securing large parts of the map. Schwimmwagen here getting repaired. Probably also waiting for that infantry half-tech to arrive. And there we go. Like to shoot some Panzerwagen ready to take the fight to the armies. And we might actually be seeing a second one coming out right after that. So a pretty mechanized start right there for AnJungx and the 21st Panzer Division. That can definitely do some damage, although he might want some more panzers as well. Although again, having one squad in it is in fact a pretty good idea, as of course one squad at any time can actually fire out from it. So riflemen are moving in from several of the sides. Some engineers taking light damage. Infantry half-track already a bit beaten up. Might be hoping for a second one to sort of then lead the charge, perhaps with support from additional Panzer Grenadiers from the flank. But there we go. second infantry half-track up for AnJungx, and we are seeing grenades up for Captain I and the... Oh, I haven't really decided what unit it were. Let's just say 28th Infantry Division. But still, I mean, quite interesting, quite interesting. Grenades could prove to be a bit of a problem because, note, I mean, panzer grenades inside a half-track are in fact vulnerable to grenades. Very vulnerable, in fact. Rather than holding out here, Panzer's not doing too well. They might need more support, additional. And there we go, and squad another picked up, and he might be trying to hit them from the flank. That would do well, that would do very well. Panzer is, of course, infantry half-track in range, so they can reinforce. Schwimmwagens moving in. And there we go, the flank arriving, a mechanized flank, in fact. The less seen one, but definitely no less devastating. Moving right up close, of course, with the machine gun. Oh dear, we are seeing grenades, and... Nope. Oh, right there. Nope. They didn't even hit precisely on, but very close. And 2 panzer grenades were killed right on the spot. That is the danger of the grenade when you're in an infantry half-track. Quite a bit of damage. These panzer grenades taking heavy damage. This one. But note also now they're actually suppressing the rifleman. I mean, an infantry half-track can do that in essence. They should actually be considered as a more functional version of the LMG-42 with a weapon on top. They can really do a lot of damage if you're not careful. Keep trying to block the route. That is a bit naughty, a bit mean, but looks like the infantry half-track does manage to get out. But do note, infantry half-tracks are not the most maneuverable vehicles. They have a bit of pathing issues, in fact. So you have to be careful. You might actually end up losing it. Rather than getting suppressed, though, getting shot up, being forced to retreat. Panzer is popping out, while the other one provides some additional suppressive fire. We're seeing, ooh, an infantry 1 squad being pushed away. Jeep caught a bit out in the open. Taking quite a bit of damage by getting pushed away, but these 2 infantry half-tracks are in fact quite dinged up. They're going to definitely need some... Oh, panzer grenade squad was lost right here on the eastern flank. A bit unfortunate for AnJungx, though he certainly was able to bleed out these riflemen quite a bit. But he's definitely going to have to spend some time now just trying to repair these infantry half-tracks. They took quite a bit of damage. Additional panzer grenades arriving though to support the 21st Panzer Division. And the Jeep continues its prowl for German Schwimmwagens. And there we go, both infantry half-tracks are fully repaired. Dents have been smoothed out. Blood washed away, well, mostly. And a fresh pine cone smell has also been added. Anyways, there we go, small convoy there moving out. 2 infantry half-tracks with panzer grenadiers in them. That can be quite a devastating force. Not entirely sure why he pops out the panzer grenadiers though. Seems a bit curious. Quite curious indeed. Once Schwimmwagen repaired, and there we go, engineers coming under heavy fire. Getting attacked by both infantry half-tracks, taking quite a bit of damage. They could be going down on the retreat. No, looks like they will be making out of there, but these riflemen are quickly getting out of there because they don't quite fancy getting shot up, because that could be what they'd risk. Oh, back to the fighting. These riflemen are trying to get out of there. Running into Panzer, we could be seeing a slowdown. No, he doesn't care. And looks like we are seeing Captain I marching out in larger fraps. There we go. Jeep trying to desperately hold back the 2 infantry half-tracks as they charge in. But the Jeep is simply getting shredded. And I doubt that will survive. That was it, in fact. Jeep infantry have to continue. We are seeing defensive veterancy for the first one, making it tougher. But we are seeing sticky bombs out for Captain I. Defensive veterancy for the infantry half-track does make it a bit tougher, but it's not really going to start much. And now we're seeing BARs as well, really making the infantry of Captain I rather nasty. The 28th Infantry now having quite a bit of firepower. Panzers need to get out of there. We're seeing grenades. Engineers moving in. Riflemen here quite suppressed though. Definitely not looking too great. This infantry actually needs to pull away, not move forwards. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This could be the end, my friend. Although it looks like what this one is definitely doing much better. Rifleman here getting pushed away. Infantry half-track here might want to consider moving in to support the other half-track. Support Unterstützung. Veterancy for the Panzer Grenadiers, I think. Yes, indeed. And there we go. Infantry half-track has survived. Will Mr. AnJungx consider getting some expert repair so he can actually much swifter repair them? And oh fuck. Could look like expert repairs has been researched. No doctrine though yet for the Panzer for the 21st Panzer Division. We are seeing rifle moving out, although a bit of a hasty battle group. I mean, it's not even been fully reinforced. Infantry half-track just charged into it. Panzers need to retreat. Männer. Oh dear. And there we go again. Dual sticky bombs. Immobilized. Oh dear. This could be the end. In fact, now around. Yes, indeed. Barely any health left. That was a very, very reckless maneuver, and I don't really think it achieved much, in fact. Rather than pushed back again. Skirmishing left and right. Interestingly enough, AnJungx has so far not really bothered with any of the victory points. And you can rather tell, well, he's... I mean, the other fellow has lost a little bit, but I mean, he's not really doing much else either. And he's in fact losing victory points now. That could end up biting him in the arse. Mortar half-track though ready. Panzer gunners reinforcing. A few squads here. Infantry half-track are the one that's left. Rifleman here getting mortared by the mortar half-track and quickly running away.
Defensive operations have been upgraded.
Looks like Captain I preparing another push with his 28th infantrymen. This infantry half-track is a bit on. So, damaged engine. Has to be careful. Quick. Yes, indeed. Sticky bomb from the rifleman. Pull back, and we are... Oh dear, this is going to be nasty. We are seeing another wing right there. This infantry half-track is going to get knocked out. The Americans are singling it out for an assault. And there's not enough to support it. Oh dear, he could even be losing a Panzer Grenadier squad. Infantry half-track down. It looked like the Panzer Grenadiers will get out of there, but... Oh dear, that was a bit unfortunate. He's now lost both infantry half-tracks pretty quickly. And we're seeing now airborne dropping in to assist the 28th in their endeavour to deal with the 21st Panzer Division. But we are seeing a Panzer command come out.
We can now booby trap buildings to confound the enemy.
Schwimmbach getting hammered, mortar rounds falling. Airborne advancing. We're seeing a incendiary trap going down all of a sudden in the middle of everything. More mortar rounds from that mortar half-track so far, not really managing to hit anything. Bit of a shame that.
We are losing a sector.
The airborne continue their hunt. The mortar just tries to keep not getting blasted to bits and actually kill something. They've got a bit of focus fire from the anti-tank half-track, really doing a bit of damage with these rifles down to one man. Will he get the last kill? No. Last man runs away, but he does get continuous some other kills versus these riflemen. And we are immediately seeing an armoured car on the way now to support. That could do a bit against all that infantry, although a Panzer IV or a husks from the Panzer Support Command could also be a definite asset.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off.
And looks like we are seeing scorched earth, of course, with incendiary traps, and of course now booby traps from this point. Rifleman moving ahead, not much to really stop them though. Oh dear. Mortar round gets one fellow. No attempt at a suppressive volley. And then go grenades on the Panzer, sending them scurrying away. Large engagement right here on the western in the center. Incendiary traps going off. Oh dear, the airborne managed to set it off with a loose recoilless rifle shot, and the Schwimmbach went down. That was quite unfortunate. Airborne pushing on, but we are seeing the armoured car rushing in to assist. Auto cannon breaking the poor fellows. And there we go. We do see the airborne conducting a full retreat.
Don't fuck up.
Riflemen stop. Armor come up, want to assist there. More booby traps on the different points. So what will be next up? AnJungx is floating a bit of manpower, which is not necessarily a good thing. In fact, it rarely is. Although I suppose you might have something in mind besides booby trapping stuff. And there we go, another wave from the 28th. More airborne, more infantry. I do think AnJungx could benefit from actually focusing a bit on the victory points, at least securing them. At least one. The advantage of the American though continues. There we go, mortar rounds. He's only got 1 kill so far. That's not really good at all. Bit of a waste of that mortar half-track so far. We are seeing assault grenadiers arriving. Riflemen are advancing though. Further and further into hostile territory. And then they swing out to all sides. Not really looking good, a bit slow though, a bit slow all of a sudden. AnJungx did so right, and then it's just sort of fell apart after losing those infantry half-tracks a bit too quickly in some very curious circumstances.
Americans are seizing territory from
Sticky bomb on the Schwimmwagen. Losing that. Booby traps forcing a 1 squad of riflemen and we do see a Panzer Support Command upgrade on the way for AnJungx. Panzer is advancing with the assault rifles. They're ignoring the riflemen shooting at them. That's less good. More airborne dropping in. This is getting to be a rather airborne incursion from the 28th. More riflemen, more airborne moving in. Panzer is getting pushed away. Full retreat right there. And we are seeing an observation post going down for Captain I and the 28th. He's probably figuring he can get some strafing runs with just more grenades and sticky bombs in. Also note supplied upgrade. That's very nice to see.
We are losing a sector.
And riflemen take up a blocking position while others are continuing here. Perhaps hoping to ambush the armored car and small, large airborne force. 12 men all in all. More booby traps going off. In fact, looks like AnJungx is just rendering the points neutral and booby trapping. He's not even trying to capture them. That seems a bit curious. But at least he's finally got himself a victory point. Was definitely about time. More booby traps going off. Some riflemen taking losses.
We are losing ammunition depot.
And another booby trap. I mean, quite extraordinary. Airborne sort of acting as a screen for everything else. Blasting away, stopping the vehicles of the 21st. Airborne in fact going down though to the armored car. Assault rifle fire also tearing a bit through them. And we are seeing a small engagement right here in the west. Riflemen versus some more Panzers with assault rifles, seeing veterancy for someone. Apparently the anti-tank half-track, which has now scored 14 kills. Full retreat right here. And the mortar half-track is, oh dear, uncovered and knocked out in seconds. What a shame. Never really managed much. And the 21st really has been pushed back. I mean, really. But it looks like we are seeing the first Panzer IV on the way.
We have 300 points left.
So that should do alright. Just speed this up a bit until we get to the actual engagement. And let's go return to Captain I and the 28th Infantry Division, holding out bravely so far. With 6 infantry units, 4 of those being riflemen, 2 of those being airborne. Grenades against the assault grenadiers, forcing their way again, trying to booby trap. And there we go, the arrival of the Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung D. Something like that. Advancing forwards, armored skirts ready. And immediately sending off to kill some armies. With 75mm high explosive shells, there we go. And the anti-tank half-track now caught right in front of a building with college rifles in it. This is not going to end well, and there we go, another half-track down. That is in fact no more half-tracks for AnJungx. Panzer is pushing up here much more solidly, riflemen taking no losses so far. But they are suppressed. There we go. Panzer 4, 5 kills. Armored cav providing support fire.
You're losing ammunition.
6 kills. And another bit of defensive veterancy for the armored car.
Trying to take our territory.
So it looks like the Americans are finally getting pushed back. A small turnabout for the 21st Panzer Division.
Trying to take our territory. We have a secured.
No, looks like we are now seeing anti-tank guns coming out in response to this. Lovely, lovely, and attempt I think to deal with this observation post out here by some panzer grenades. Although, note, assault rifles don't really do much damage against buildings that are better suited to infantry. And a heavy machine gun dropping in. These panzers quickly need to get out there, and they do also proceed to do that. We are seeing a logistic company now for AnJungx, meaning he has all 4 buildings. I would suspect he might be going for increased squad sizes. Although it might be an idea to actually get another mortar half-track and perhaps get some better usage out of that one. And we actually seem disabling the points now. Interesting. Scorched earth on the munitions point. Scorched earth on the points over here as well. Like he is switching over to a strategy of burning everything. Bit nasty that. And there we go. Several points here just disabled. I mean, he has apparently no interest in the fuel over there. Just wants to deny it to his opponent, who's actually got plenty of fuel. So I'm not entirely sure if it does much to him. And these riflemen could in fact be going down to the assault rifles. Will they get out of there? Yes, indeed. Panzer 4 nowhere to be seen. In fact, heavily damaged. And another retreat from AnJungx. I don't really think he might need to get so much out of his advantage. And again, a mortar half-track was doing well, but at least it does have increased quarters now, making his panzers that much tougher to deal with. More booby traps going off. Looks like there was also an incendiary trap right there. Lots and lots of booby traps, riflemen going down, others don't. Bit grim though for AnJungx. There we go, assault grenades moving in. 4 men with assault rifles versus these 5 riflemen with barely any health left. Ooh, grenade! Doesn't quite kill anything, but they do render them awfully wounded. But it does seem like the Panzer commander is starting to lose steam. Again, those infantry half-tracks were an absolute blow, and simply because he was a bit too aggressive, knowing his opponent had sticky bombs. Which is a bit of a shame. Anti-tank guns now moving up. Looks like he's trying to deal with the remaining wrecks. Just in case, AnJungx might go for a Berge-Tiger and try to repair it. In that case, there shall be none of that.
Airborne, ready for duty.
Panzer 4 coming under heavy fire. And quickly push back again. A mortar half-track would be a good move to sort of support. And again, going in for that observation post. But clearly, the American commander is aware of the value of it and is swiftly defending it with a heavy machine gun that won't really do much more than that. Armored car moving in. Bit of light support. Panzer IV getting repaired. And I'm not entirely sure these Panzers will make it out of there. Oh dear, not. Getting hammered by the airborne who have gained veterans who won in the process. In fact, it rather looks like AnJungx is actually spreading out a bit too thin. I mean, I'm not saying he should be blobbing, but he's definitely making it a bit too easy for his opponent to actually knock out his troops. And looks there we go, armor car trying to flank but instead getting knocked out. And there we go, out of control, a bit of a shame. Panzer IV advances. And there we go, strafing runs ready. And of course, note with all the munitions you have, you can really get off quite a few. And there we go. Panzer IV getting pushed away. Nice maneuver. Panzer taking up position in the building, trying to get that anti-tank on a wager. Panzer IV continues its march but gets sticky bombed, which is the last thing you want to be right in front of an anti-tank gun. Small movement forwards by AnJungx. More points being disabled though. He's really fond of doing that. And Panzer is getting run off again. My goodness. Definitely not to the advantage of the 21st. The Americans are clearly doing quite a bit more. But more booby traps. Panzer IV moves in. Gets off quite a few kills on the rifle and could be killing some, in fact, completely.
Enemy is down to 200 points.
Down to 200 points. He rather needs to reverse things. And I do mean rather. But again, he does seem a bit too caught up in just disabling points instead of actually killing the enemy. And now we are seeing another anti-tank gun ready, and another supplied upgrade, and another strafing run. Ooh, 4 kills. Nasty. Just booby trapping the points again and again and again. Now go airborne sneaking up from several flanks, trying to get that damn Panzer IV. But looks like they just can't do it. Retreat on several flanks. And again disabling the points. He's absolutely obsessed with it. I mean, he's not even bothering to try to really try and take the fight to the American opponent. I think he might actually have lost track of the fight, of what he's actually supposed to be achieving. And airborne marching in right at this scout car. And they actually end up getting suppressed. Though I imagine a quick fire up will take care of that. There we go, fired up. And another anti-tank half-tank for AnJungx. Seems a bit peculiar since his problem is currently infantry, which is rather more the purview of an armored car or a Panzer IV or a mortar half-tank. And there we go, anti-tank half-tank quickly out of control. Point disabled again. I mean, he seems utterly obsessed with it. I mean, again, I can't see the effectiveness of it, but he seems to be actually ignoring the enemy in favor of just trying to disable points, which is rather meaning you've lost track of the fight. We are seeing another strafing round coming in here. An incendiary grenade, though, forcing away the Americans a bit, but again, heavy losses. More incendiary grenades now. And we are seeing a Hummel arriving. We are seeing Fraps acting up. And there we go, back to the fighting. Panzer is pushing onwards through the ruins. And strafing run. No, that's actually a bombing run. Oh dear, that was much more nasty. Looks like that we can't manage to get out of that quickly. Hummel has arrived, of course, but he's not getting much out of that at the moment. Panzer IV supporting Panzer is moving on, doing some damage to these airborne buggers. But come on, AnJungx, you can do better than that. I mean, stop trying to knock out the points. You actually need to kill the enemy. And that's rather what it's all about, shooting the other bastard. Not losing your own. I do think that's rather where AnJungx, for some reason, is just going utterly wrong in the town or whatever. He's so utterly, you know, caught up in trying to disable the points, so he can't lose that way, that he's losing in simply through attrition in trying to do it. I mean, again, here he's just rushing straight at the point and disabling it instead of actually trying to kill the airborne. I mean, he could have done that much better, but again, now he's just actually handing more veterans over to them.
Losing a victory point.
I mean, it's not really doing him much at all. And the Hummel so far not... Oh, there we go. More strafing runs, but it looks like he is running out of that. Trying to get the anti-tank gun. Also note, on-map artillery accuracy is rather dependent on range from what they're trying to hit. But also if they can actually... If anyone from your troops can actually see the target. If they can't, it's going to be a lot more inaccurate. Same if it's far away, it's also going to be a lot more inaccurate. Which rather means that the Hummel does really get some nasty penalties if you're not careful. Heavy machine gun getting caught out there in the open. Looks like an incendiary grenade though manages to hit it. And again, AnJungx, like the complete clockwinder he is, just moves up, doesn't give a crap about the airborne, just disables again and again. I mean, he's really absolutely lost it. I think he's just suffered from some sort of mental breakdown. I mean, a bit hard to otherwise sort of explain what it is he's doing. Otherwise, I suppose this serves a bit of a warning you're not trying to lose complete track of it, and I think he's just completely lost it. And as you might have noticed, it's rather also resulting in a sort of attrition. He's not really getting much else. He's sort of just going by, but never really achieving that blow. And again, Pepsi just has much larger forces, and he's not really suffering as much because, again, AnJungx is not targeting his men. That is what you'd call a pretty huge mistake. And again, something I'd rather, like to show, because again, I mean, if someone this highly ranked can do that, then definitely someone less highly ranked can also do it. Because it's also just sort of different. Again, sometimes you sort of have to deal with different to explain why it works and why it doesn't. In this case, there's clearly a huge flaw in AnJungx's plan. Tank depot on the way. I imagine soon we'll be seeing tank destroyers as Shermans. There we go. Still not a single kill for the Hummel. Booby traps going off left and right. Rifle getting pushed back. Incendiary grenade on the anti-tank gun. Panzer IV not yet been repaired. Hummel not firing. But it looks like the first lines of defense right here for the Americans are being receded. But several tank destroyers on the way. He's probably just going to be charging anything and get away with it. But definitely this game is losing a lot of its steam after seemingly AnJungx has utterly lost his nerve. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it. Just seems to have gone from going a pretty good start for the Panzer League, pretty aggressive, pretty nice, and then something just went wrong. Very wrong.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
More Hummel fire missing. Tank destroyers lining up. Panzer's fighting over here, but again not really focusing on the enemy. And again, points getting disabled. And the Hummel is yet to actually kill anything.
Infantry squad reporting casualties.
Looks like someone finally went down. In fact, looks like he actually got an airborne squad. Incredible. He actually managed to kill something.
We're losing a point out there.
Absolutely incredible. Looks like here we are seeing a heavy machine gun pinning down these Panzer Grenadiers. So getting shot itself, getting burned alive. In fact, will Captain I discover this? Yes, indeed. Just barely though.
One of our forward
Tank destroyers getting ready to roll out. But again, Hummel is yet to secure a single damn kill. Tank destroyers moving in here. Panzers need to get out before they get squished. Rückzug, Männer, Rückzug.
They're hitting one of our forward emplacements.
Tank destroyer moving in. And there we go. Panzer got squished. Oh dear.
Airborne. France. Paratroopers on point. 57mm at your service.
And another Hummel barrage, but not really doing much either. And yeah, I suppose I can sort of recognize this. And again, why am I casting this? I suppose some of you might be asking. And again, I'd rather have to stress this. Sometimes I cast games like these because I have nothing else. I mean, I do get the impression that some just seem to think I'm just hoarding away all the good ones and not showing them. Why would I do that? Again, sometimes I just cast it because I don't have much choice, you know, in terms of variety. Otherwise, there's some going to be complaining I only show Axis winning. And stuff like that, I mean. You know, it's not really easy being the casters, you know. Kindly do keep that in mind before you decide. But I mean, let's just end this here. I mean, this is pretty much game over. I mean, AnJungx has utterly lost it, having gone from a great start, but then, you know, throwing that away with the infantry half-tanks, and then suddenly, I just don't know what went wrong for him. It just seems like he completely lost it, regressed into some sort of novice who didn't know what to do and just kept doing the same repetitive acts and not really managing to get any further than that. I mean, do be careful about that. Don't get stuck in a rut. Don't just rush troops in. You know, always keep a target of priorities. Don't just waste troops, which AnJungx did. His unit preservation went down the drain. And this mortar half-tank never really did much. I mean, all of his artillery rarely did actually anything, which is an utter shame. On the other hand, I mean, the American command was much better at unit preservation, much better at using it, and the Jeep early on was definitely also quite the asset. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this. Do hope you learned something from it at the very least. And of course, if you didn't, well, you know, remember, I don't always have something great to show, so sometimes you just have to work with what I have. So there you go. Cheers.